Okay, guys, you got me. It was me this time. I have to admit, I messed up the audio. So basically, I set OBS to accidentally record multiple sources on one track, which means I can't sort out everyone's audio again. I'm really sorry. I promise we'll get it figured out eventually. We're just really dumb is all. So, again, might be some minor staticky noises in this one, some slight volume issues. People might cough and clear their throat, and you can actually hear it in this episode. If anything, it just makes it feel more real, so really it's a good thing. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy regardless. So sorry, we'll have it fixed for the next episode. Yeah, anyway, bye. Alright, we're beginning now.
Question.
What? Fuck! What?
How was your day, Mason?
It was great! Shut the fuck up!
Good.
All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. Which means we all have a role to play. Welcome everyone to Stars of the City, episode 5 or something, I don't remember. My name is Mason, also known as the 8-Bit Hypocrite. I'll be your DM tonight and every single night of Stars of the City. And as always, you guys know my players. Cody.
Oh yeah, hey, it's me. Yeah.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, hello. I do animations. You should watch them. Do it. Do it, or I'll come to your house and I'll punch your face.
And I think that's the only 2 players. I'm pretty sure.
This is really funny. As you know, before the session started, we were talking, and Isaac was just like, maybe I was thinking about talking about, doing you guys do a session about me, and it's kind of really meta. Come full circle.
And Isaac.
Hey, yeah, it's me, the only player.
The only player.
Yep.
That's just true.
Yeah, this whole episode
Mason.
is actually edited together. All 3 of us recorded separately, but it's just gonna set. We're just like
We're
unscripted,
we're listening to each other's recordings
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a really funny bit, actually.
That'd be miserable. Regardless, last episode was supposed to be our L Corp episode, but instead we got sidetracked investigating Zoe because he's oh so mysterious, and it was a great episode. It was someone just poked me on the head. Hannah scared the shit out of me.
I'm gonna say, is he mysterious, or is it just Dr. Gelro was sus?
I couldn't feel
Hey,
it.
come on.
To tell Hannah that we are professional YouTubers, this is our career.
We're
and
professional
that she is ruining.
YouTubers. I'm sure that too. Yeah, so we investigated Zoe's office, and it was a wonderful episode. Everyone had a wonderful time role-playing. Zoe snuck off in the middle of the night, and then in the morning, after a interesting dream from Dr. Geller... Is someone getting snacks in my kitchen? But in the morning, y'all woke up. Dr. Geller had a very strange, wacky dream. And Zoe and Cece, the driver of the limousine, brought you to an L Corp facility. Zoe kind of gave you guys a briefing along the way, and then he opened the doors with a magic little box. Am I forgetting anything? Anything I brushed past too quick?
Sounds about right to me.
I think...
I've got the memory span of a dead mosquito. So.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep doing recaps as we go along. We'll do
Yeah, gonna need you to do
flashbacks.
that recap plus the next 15 minutes every 15 minutes.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, everyone happy with that recap? Anything to add?
And we're rating them now.
As long as I would say B tier.
B?
Not a tier
I
list.
thought that was pretty good.
At the end of the season, can we do a
Yeah,
can
the
we do a
episode
recap
5
tier
intro was
list?
really good. Yeah. I would put episode 5 at A probably. We said B at the time, but
You mean to me you're putting
turned out pretty good.
wait, this is 5?
Yeah, this is episode 5. I'm pretty sure.
Is that 5-5 or is that 6-5? Because we did have an episode 0.
6-5, but the episode 0 is 5 minutes long, so I'm not counting it as an actual episode.
It counts.
That's an intro still.
Yeah, well.
It's going into a list.
We're starting the goddamn. It's been 10 minutes. It's been 8 minutes. It's been 8 minutes and we haven't started on the game.
Don't worry,
Hey,
Mason.
you know what I mean?
I'm
That
ready
means-
to play the game.
That means
Thank
one
goodness
free
for it.
mid-roll ad.
It's one free mid-roll ad. So true.
It's all about the monetization, baby.
But yes, so we're gonna pick up right where we left off. The
Cool.
doors to L Corp have opened.
Doors
and
are open.
Zoe
We
has
turn
ushered
around
you
and
in.
walk the other way, spending this
I
entire
quit.
episode not doing L Corp.
I am quitting Husk office.
Let's go join a new office, guys.
Yeah, so basically, with the doors open, you can see that there is not like a floor right even level with the ground. Obviously, everything collapsed underground when L Corp fell. Charges detonated that buried the buildings for the safety of the public. So, when the like large bunker door opens, what is there is simply a like metal grate landing with like a fire escape stairs like going down, essentially, right? They're like metal emergency stairs leading down into the darkness below. And you can see inside the only light is coming from some red emergency lights aligning the walls. So it is rather dim. And yeah, Zoe kind of ushers you guys in.
Kind of scoots us in there.
Yeah. Slaps you on the ass on the way in.
Arthur will certainly place himself at the back.
Yeah,
Hey.
actually that's true. Yeah, who's leading? Who's leading this charge?
I think Carrie will take his lead here.
I mean, do we have to
afraid
be
of it.
single file, or could it be like 2 guys up front and then 1 behind them?
I would say going down, like these stairs in particular are not like, stairs that would normally be traveled in the facility. These are specifically like for emergency. So I would say that these are probably only single file, but once you get down there, it opens up more.
Carrie leads the charge anyway.
All
They
right.
don't call him Carry 10 for nothing.
He ain't afraid of nothing, probably because he doesn't remember the warnings.
That's right. There's static in my brain.
So yes, you guys travel down into the darkness, and you probably go for about like 3 landings, essentially, right? Like if this were an apartment building, you would travel the equivalent of about 3 landings down. So, as you guys come to the bottom here,
Is that just like 3 floors?
yeah, like 3 floors
Oh, okay.
of stairs. Yeah. Again, since this was emergency, the stairs lead to the highest possible floor, but even that was buried down a little bit just to dissuade abnormalities from breaching immediately when the corporation fell. You travel down these stairs, clanking along the way, and as you travel further and further down, the light from the open doorway slowly fades above you, leaving you in mostly darkness again, just illuminated with these red, soft lights on the wall. It's not great lighting, but you don't have to, like, strain to see right in front of you. It's trouble to see down or up this stairwell, but it's well enough illuminated. As you come to the last landing, you open up into a large, very square room with very industrial metal walls on all sides and 3 branching corridors leading out into the darkness. And the L Corp logo is, of course, just plastered pretty much everywhere here. As you come to this landing, obviously this building had been blown up underground, essentially. It fell multiple stories. The ground is covered with dust from things flying about. Papers and pens spill out into the hallway. But everything is eerily still down here. And would everyone mind making me a temperance
sandwich.
check? Yes, a sandwich, please. A temperance check from everyone.
That's a 2d6?
Yes, 2d6.
I wonder
plus
if our
temperance.
listeners will ever get tired of me asking for every check if it's a 2d6.
We have asked that at least once in
I'm-
every episode.
I'm
I
gonna
think.
be honest. If you didn't ask it, I was actually just about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
I got a 13.
Oh my
So
god.
so you
All
you
right.
add the
13.
2d6 and then add your temperance.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I got 12.
I
Oh
got
my god.
9.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
You guys had 2 full successes and 1 partial success. So,
We're
Carrie and
so
Moose,
temperance guys.
you guys are not afraid at all. You guys are fine. You guys are like, all right, let's go fuck up some monsters.
I
Arthur,
think the reason being is because we just don't have any
you
real
don't have
idea of
experience. Yeah,
Right.
what's gonna happen.
they're
Yeah,
like,
I was about
it's
to
fine, we'll
say-
hit it.
I was about to say, I think Arthur's reaction
They're
is
like, you
definitely
guys
just
don't
colored
punch
by
it. Now we're
colored
gonna
by
punch
past
it.
trauma for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Arthur, you indeed, this was a check to resist the fear, quote unquote, and you do indeed resist the fear. You're fine.
Yay.
You're not gonna go running off, but you are very much on edge, as you
Yeah.
know
Hair
what
standing
could
on end.
possibly, be down here. So, in this room there is nothing in particular, but there are 3 branching paths, one to the left, one to the right, and one straight forward. Behind you is the stairway up. What do you guys do? Investigate around here, move on to a room, split
So-
up, stay together?
So we're just in like an intersection of like a hallway or something.
Yeah, this is pretty well just an empty room as far as you can tell. This is just kind of the landing for these stairs.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is
guys, from my experiences, I've known people have said to when you don't know where to go, always go left.
And then as he says that, real quick, how many different paths are there?
there are 3.
Okay, and then he says, "Stand back. I got this." And I walk forward and I point my hand out and I just go, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. My mom chooses the very best one, and you are it. Left it is."
Mason,
Yeah.
I know this isn't necessarily what this does, but I would like to try it nonetheless.
Yes.
You can't use your gun in this puzzle. This
I
isn't a gun
shoot
puzzle.
You
the
could.
hallway.
You definitely could
I
shoot down
fire
the
my
hallway.
gun down each hallway,
and then
if,
scream at the top of your
I
lungs.
was about to say, if there's a scream from that hallway, we won't go that way. No,
Ow,
I would
someone
like to,
shot me. Okay, we're not going down that one.
I would like to try and see if Arthur can use one of his eyes to try and determine if any of the hallways feel better or worse than the others.
Why'd you phrase it
Oh,
like that?
Interesting.
Why wouldn't I phrase it like that?
Okay, hold on. I'll make you do. Let's do. Okay, we'll just do an insight check, like you're investigating an environment, but
Okay.
your results may differ a little bit based on how you're using this. So yeah, go ahead and
Got
make me an insight check.
And I will say, I do think it would. I could definitely see realities in which he uses either of his eyes
Okay.
to,
Yeah,
to,
absolutely.
to make determinations about any of these hallways.
Yeah.
Imagine that using both eyes at once.
That's so true.
So just look down the
It's just-
hallway, bro.
He just looks in 2 different directions at the same
Just
time.
look down the hallway.
So that's 8 on insight.
An 8. Okay. That is a partial success. So, I think as you kind of focus in a little bit, looking down each of these hallways in turn, you catch just the faintest shimmer almost, as if you know, like in movies when someone uses like echolocation and there's like a ripple on like all
Yeah.
of the walls. You feel or see that down indeed the left hallway, strangely enough. There seems to be, as you focus in a little bit, again, it's hard to see down these pretty dark hallways. You can't see what rooms they end in, but you see the papers in the doorways fly back into place, essentially, before you kind of blink and shake your head, and the world returns back to normal. This hallway with
Okay.
its scattered papers about it.
So are you telling me that all 3 of us in 3 different ways landed on the left hallway?
That is correct, yes.
Loving that.
It was
Eeny, meeny,
fate.
Let's say this is why you don't question the ways of eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
No, you
So
don't question
true.
by the ways of
just
Moose
works.
says he was told to go left by someone he didn't specify.
You guys could have just ended the conversation there and gone left. It's that easy.
but I wanted to do eeny, meeny, miny,
This
moe.
brings us more narrative weight and tension, though.
I know. Okay, so
What's
obviously we're being drawn to go left. I
For
say we go
real.
right.
Arthur just kind of shrugs and goes, I've heard that thing about going left with every turn on a maze myself, so I think that might be a good use of our time.
Harry kind of like crosses his arms and says, "Hey, there's one thing I've learned in my time: never doubt eeny, meeny, miny, moe."
That's
Carrie, you don't have a mom. It doesn't mean anything.
That's
Oh.
so sad and true.
Oh my.
Carrie's a little bit like, well, no one asked you.
Arthur just kind of and just kind of shuffles off down the left hallway.
I would
Like, oh, this is awkward.
I kind of want to like, I say no one asked you. I kind of want to like slowly turn around and start walking down the left hallway as well.
So
Oh,
I
yeah, no,
presume Moose follows.
yeah, follow.
Okay, yeah. You guys trudge down this this dimly illuminated hallway. Again, there's like kind of offices essentially, like scattered doorways throughout on the left and right sides. Some doors open, some cracked, you know, from the force of a building falling. Some off their hinges on the ground, some completely closed, but nothing particularly interesting. You know, they just seem to be like employee offices where people can get some privacy, some general paperwork, but just
I
kind
don't
of.
know, guys. We know how interesting an office can be.
That's true. Are you gonna check all the paperwork?
Like every
Uh,
floorboard.
Yeah, as you kind of just kind of look at stuff on the ground that is spilled out as you walk through them, it doesn't seem to be anything pertaining like directly to L Corp. It's just kind of, you know, hours, a couple spreadsheets with various numbers, schedules, stuff like that. As you travel down this hallway and
were we
finally,
tasked to find any documents or just physical items?
just kind of anything that seemed off. So up to you. If you want to grab some of these papers, you can
We're
absolutely
on just like a
scoop them.
Wait, what do you mean by
just a general
off? I
like
thought we were just here
reclamation
to get
mission.
valuable items.
Yeah, valuables, weird stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, if none of the papers seem innately, you know, interesting,
anomalous.
like you said, then
Yeah, I was gonna say as we move through more of these scattered papers, Arthur will definitely pick some up. Just kind of not really at any particular moment or just kind of grabbing at them at random. Unless he finds something interesting on them, of course, but just kind of try and determine if they have any commonality or what purpose they may have served.
Yeah, like I said, it's mostly, as far as you can tell, you know, hours, pay, invoices being like, hey, you know,
Ledgers
come
and
to my
stuff.
office. Yeah, yeah.
Memos.
Yeah,
Okay.
printed out in emails
TPS
and
reports.
memos. Yeah. People photocopying their butt and sending it to people. You know, typical office stuff.
Yeah.
Can I grab a piece of paper and make a paper airplane out of one of them?
Yeah,
There's like a
yeah,
few.
absolutely.
There's like an image that seems to be like recurring. Like they printed a whole lot of copies of this. It's like it says something. It's like it doesn't really make sense. It's clearly like an in joke. It was something about somebody's birthday, and it was written in like impact font with in front of a picture of Steve Carell.
It's like it is just a really weird face he's making. As you guys come to the end of this hallway, it opens up into another large square room. You have the passage behind you and a passage on the right side this time. And this place, this room, is full of like overturned sofas and water coolers. There's some filing cabinets and stuff, cigarettes and uniforms lying around. It looks like this was originally a break room.
I would like if it's cool for us to start investigating.
Yeah, go for it.
I would like to check out the uniforms. See if I can't find any sort of like ID badges or anything, or like keys and whatnots.
Oh, okay, absolutely.
I want to check between the cushions.
Okay.
He's looking for change.
Yeah. Hey, you never know what you can find.
You looking for anything in particular, Arthur?
Are there any other doors in the room?
There is one on the right side from where you guys entered.
Is it closed or open?
It is open. It's another like corridor, like
doorway,
you
okay,
guys
yeah.
came out of.
Arthur will just kind of like get a look ahead. He's not gonna walk down it, but he would like to kind of peer down that way, do some looking and listening,
Okay. So I'm going to have
smelling too.
sniffing a little. Yeah.
You never know.
I will have Arthur and Moose make insight checks, and I will have Carrie make a wisdom check.
All right.
It is a
I got an
13.
8.
Oh my
My
fucking
insight check.
god! Holy shit!
I
Yeah.
got an 8 as well.
Oh my god! You guys
We're-
are rolling good. Okay.
Yeah, we're winners today.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and start with Carrie, I suppose. So you do indeed you kind of shuffle around in the sofa, in some general like I said, like overturned desks and stuff. All this furniture fell like 300 feet when the fucking building went underground. So everything is kind of a mess all over the facility. But as you're kind of ruffling around, you manage to pull out a couple little canisters that look very familiar, but these are filled with an interesting green glowing liquid. These are
these ones
Enkefel
aren't
modules.
empty.
Yeah. So just like you found in Zoe's office, it's like a little glass canister with metal ends and a little like hatch at the end filled with a glowing green substance. You find 2 of these just kind of scattered about.
In the break room?
Yeah, in the break room.
They had
Sus.
batteries out the wazoo.
They did. And energy.
And you said that this is
Enkefel.
we know it was we talked about it last episode. It was like dangerous stuff, right?
It was like liquid energy, essentially. I don't think it was
Okay.
necessarily dangerous. It was dangerous to collect, but it itself is essentially a battery. Yeah, it's like liquid electricity.
Okay.
Moose, you roll. What did you roll again? An 8, or did you have?
8.
Okay. So, as you're kind of shuffling around, looking at these uniforms, interestingly enough, these look like, well, obviously they're L Corp uniforms, but these look like basic workers' uniforms that they would use pretty much every day. So, interesting to see them, off instead of being worn by whoever was in the building. They're just kind of laying around.
I mean, maybe they had some extra uniforms that they weren't wearing.
It's
today.
true. It's true. It's definitely possible. The
Gotta always look on the bright
uniforms
side,
are-
Mason. Come on.
True. The uniforms are all like together too, which kind of dissuades that prediction. As it's not just like a coat laying here and pants laying over here. No, like the jacket and pants and tie and belt and shoes and socks are all kind of in the same spot, as if these people simply disappeared on the spot, vanished without a trace.
Oh yeah, no, that disproves my first theory.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Croatoan.
And you can find a couple of like basic key rings. As far as you can tell, these were like basic employees. You can kind of tell at a glance they're just like suits and ties, essentially a couple of like IDs. But these keys will probably open maybe a couple offices, maybe a janitor's closet somewhere, but maybe not the big stuff,
Hey, if I know anything about keys, small keys always lead to bigger keys.
This is true. And Dr. Geller, you also rolled an 8, correct?
I rolled a 13.
Oh no, you were the full success. Okay. So you kind of peer down this next hallway, kind of just looking where you guys are headed to next. You notice something instantly that seems just a little bit off. At the top of not only this room, but down each hallway, and you remember seeing one in the previous room, there are air vents, just simple grates over air ventilation through the walls, as any building would have. But you notice something kind of glint a little bit in this dim red light. A trail of liquid of some clear substance seems to be dripping from one of the ventilation grates.
Oh, we do not love that. Like, we talking like some kind of mucus?
Yeah, and as you kind of look inside this break room as well, you look up and notice that the same thing is slowly leaking from the ventilation in this room as well.
Is there any evidence of that on the floor?
No, it's just kind of like down the wall a little bit. It doesn't seem to be like super piling up. It's not like, dripping out of these grates. It's just
Gotcha.
kind of smeared around the walls,
Let's see.
kind of slowly falling down. It doesn't seem to be exorbitant. It's just a small amount, barely noticeable,
Gotcha.
honestly. Shocking that you were able to see it.
Can I go and so he'll kind of take in that information. He's in kind of introspection mode.
Yeah.
Kind of nodding to himself as he mentally notes that. And can he go and grab one of the vacant uniforms off the floor
Yeah.
and just kind of
absolutely.
check the inside lining of it to see if there's any kind of like evidence of anything that might have happened in this uniform? I guess.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I totally get you. Go ahead and also make me a wisdom check, just like Carrie did.
We got 11.
Okay. No, there does not seem to be any clear sign of nothing like this. No mucus, no residue, no. You shake it. I mean, some like
Yeah.
drywall dust comes out from the cracks in the walls of the break room, but nothing that would indicate that there is slime on this uniform. or mucus.
Well, he's not looking just for slime in particular, just like
Just
if there's
anything.
any trace of anything in there that would be like
no.
anomalous.
No, there is not.
Okay.
And to finally finish off this round of investigation, we're going to return to Carrie real quick. Again, you kind of checked between the couch cushions, kind of in some desks and stuff, until you find one of the nearby desks has some sort of sealed like box towards the back. Do you pull it out?
Yeah, I'll pull it out.
Yeah. So you pull out this little. It kind of. I would describe it as like a lunchbox. Like those plastic little square containers that you put sandwiches in. It's essentially one of those, except there is not a sandwich inside. Instead, you see what appears to be a gas mask. A very small, just like personal. It looks kind of cheap, like mass-produced gas mask.
Okay. Can I like easily pocket it, or do I have to like kind of like have it on?
Yeah. You could like set it in one of your pockets, or very easily carry it. Like it's not huge. It
Yeah.
barely covers like the mouth and nose. Like I said, it's kind of a
Gotcha,
cheap
gotcha.
one. So
Yeah, I'll just pocket it real quick.
yeah, and that's what.
Before
you'll
we
find.
proceed too much,
Mhm.
Arthur will. I assume we have some kind of flashlights. Is that true? Or no?
We can say you do. I'm fine.
Okay,
with that.
cool. So Arthur will take his light and just kind of shine it so that they can see like the reflection of there being like a wet substance essentially
Mhm.
to make it very evident. And not say anything, he will just put a finger up over his lips and just kind of make that evident to them and just kind of shrug.
It's always a good sign. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do in here, or are we going to try to move on?
I'm good.
Also good.
I mean, just looking at the water cooler real quick,
Yeah.
nothing weird about it.
No,
Right?
no, it just seems to be
No.
a normal water cooler.
Hell yeah, then
Break
I'm
room
all
water cooler.
good.
Okay. Yeah, what's your guys' plan? Come back the way you guys came from, or go down this new hallway to the right side of the room?
Arthur is gonna kind of take the lead and definitely start down that right hallway that he had been looking down.
Okay.
But as we proceed, he will definitely make sure to like mildly point out any of those kind of mucus
Mhm.
drippings and stuff.
I presume that you both follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys travel again down this dark, dimly illuminated hallway until you come to another large open room. And this one is very, very different. When you first enter, you notice immediately what looks like a large fish tank in the center of the room, but like massive, like going up to the ceiling, a huge glass square tank. There are desks with computers around that all seem to be powered off. Again, this appears to be running on emergency power of some sort. These items are not on. But the third thing that you notice after just another moment is that this huge glass box in the middle of the room is very clearly empty. And in one of the sides, you see a massive shattered hole where it looks like something broke out with glass laying about on the floor outside of this container.
Has Arthur ever seen a container like this before? Like, he'd be immediately aware of its purpose or anything like that?
You can presume that this was a containment room. All abnormalities would have their own form of containment. This one appears to be basically a simple box.
Right.
I should also say that this glass, as you kind of approach it, it is not very easily seen through. It is very opaque. It's like, you know, some of those windows, and you look through, and they essentially just heavily blur things behind them so that it's a silhouette instead of clearly seen through. That's the
Like
type
privacy
of glass
glass
that this
kind of
is.
thing.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, basically the glass is there just to tell that something is inside. You would barely be able to tell what was inside if it were not empty.
Arthur will kind of, with a finger, beckon Carrie and Moose closer, and will not speak until they have gotten like very close to him. He'll wait for them to get over there.
All right, walk over.
This was a containment unit. Keep your voice down. First of all, lower your voice.
None of us are talking. You're the only one talking.
Whisper quieter,
Carrie just goes, "What?"
but not too quiet because it'll
puts
be
his
hard
gun
for the
at Carrie.
recording to pick up.
Yo, stage
for
whisper,
real.
guys.
Yeah, stage whisper.
Yeah.
This was a containment unit for an abnormality. Clearly, it was breached. I can only surmise that this utilized tinted privacy glass for a reason. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is coincidental. The intention here was not to look at it. Don't look at anything we see. Okay?
I'm failing right now. I see you.
No. If we encounter anything that we think may have been in this box, do not look at it.
Oh, come on! What's the worst that can happen?
He just like shines his flashlight around the room pointedly.
Would everyone just kind of standing about talking also make me an insight check again, please? There's going to be a lot of dice rolling in this episode, so.
I'm loving that.
Oh
ready
boy! And no,
So
XP,
you mean
baby.
XP farming chances?
Yeah.
I got an
Scared.
8.
Okay.
Got 12.
I got
Oh
an
my
8.
god. Oh my god. Arthur's bad luck from last episode is
Yeah,
catching
paying
up
it
now.
forward.
Excellent. So yeah, everyone had at least a partial success. Kind of as you guys are talking, as you shine your light around, you all kind of freeze at the same moment as you notice as the light from Arthur's flashlight pans over the hole in the glass. You notice a large trail of what appears to be clear mucus, some sort of slime trickling.
No, sir.
down the hole.
How similar is this slime look to the energy goo?
It is. Oh, to the energy goo, it is not similar at all. This is clear, appears to be very viscous. It does
Okay.
not. It seems to dry rather quickly, whereas the enkephalon is light green and glowing. First of all,
It's
and
Gatorade.
yeah, and it's Gatorade. Second of all,
Yeah. Gatorade.
Man, we keep getting all this green Gatorade, but everyone knows the blue Gatorade stores more energy.
I like orange
Clearly.
Gatorade.
More electrolytes.
You got the clear Gatorade on the floor there. It's just a little old.
wretched, vile.
From the passage that you guys entered, like looking into the room, there is an additional passage straight forward and another one to the right. Do you guys continue anything in here?
I mean, this seems to be a place where they store anomalous things, so
It's
it's
true.
probably where we'll find an anomalous thing of some sort.
So you said
Oh.
there's a trail of goo
Yes.
coming out of the containment unit. Does it lead in a direction that is discernible?
It's just kind of like trickling down the glass. Essentially, it
Gotcha.
looks very dried. It's just clear something left this. However,
Right.
keeping in mind what you had seen previously, panning your light around the room, there is indeed another ventilation grate in this room with the substance trickling down it as well.
I would like to check out one of the desks,
Absolutely.
or maybe all the desks. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know how
wanna
many desks there are.
I want to see like any computers, just like I don't know, on or has like file like a hard drive I can pull out.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, they are all off. Like I said, they're running on emergency power. But yeah, you might be able to crack one open. Hold on, I dropped my die. Yeah. Okay. Anything in particular for you, Arthur? Or are you just kind of
Maybe he'll just kind of bide his
looking
time.
around on edge,
Yeah.
investigating? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, Carrie and Moose. Let's see. Both of you make wisdom check. Actually, sorry, Moose, make a wisdom check. Carrie, let's see, pulling open a computer. What do you think?
I would say instinct. Or
You could instinct it. Try to pull open one of these computers without breaking.
I
I'm
could
down
charm
for
it
that.
open.
You could charm it open. That's specifically for people. I like. You could sweet talk it though. Yeah, go ahead and make me an instinct check. I think that works.
I got a 5.
On the
Do I
bright
get
side, you get
XP?
an XP. Yeah.
Woo!
I got 9.
Okay. So a couple of things. Moose, you're kind of looking around, just kind of glancing in these desks, and nothing immediately leaps out at you. You know, a couple of
Oh, that's good.
yeah. Nothing jumps out of the desks at you. A couple papers laying around. It doesn't seem to be anything super interesting again, though. Unfortunately, you do not find anything. Carrie, you try to pull off the side of this computer, and you do indeed pull it off. And inside, you can see the guts of the computer, but this was a partial success, and on this check, it would matter. The inner workings of the computer seem to be very solid, essentially. It's not just pieces that you can pull out. It seems that it's all like one piece together. You could very easily pull out some of the pieces, but there's no guarantee that they would work. You could try to carry the whole computer, or you could leave it.
I'll leave it.
Leave it for now? All right. You can always come back later. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure we'll remember.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen in here. Yeah, with that being said, anything else in this room?
Nah.
Nope, if I feel satisfied with the desk, and Carrie feels
Yeah.
satisfied with PCs, and Dr. Geller feels satisfied being not satisfied, then I think we're good to go.
That's actually a really good description of just like what his kind of outlook on life is.
He's like, this is hell. One
I'm
might even
satisfied
say,
with not being satisfied at this moment.
one might even say, in hell we live, lament. That's just a little game reference for all you gamers out there. None of you
I
three
have
will get
no,
it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But regardless,
What would you say? I was reading something.
I said, "In hell we live, lament," which is a reference to one of the songs.
You've ruined
in the
the
games.
moment,
I know.
Greg.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Not you, right?
sorry, my bad.
No, Mason, I can't believe you ruined the moment. My goodness.
Yeah. What's your guys' plan now?
Well, I mean, the hallway continues, right?
Yeah,
There's
one
two
one
hallways.
forward or one to the right or back the way you came.
Oh, we have 2
Okay,
options?
Yeah.
As we stare, I want Carrie to slowly start raising his hand to point forward. And then if no one stops him, he just starts going. He starts going. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. My mom chooses the very best one, and you are it. Forward.
While Carrie is doing that, Arthur would just like to see if there's any like discernible differences between the hallways.
Off the top of your head, or from what you can see, no, these are very industrial. It's very, very industrial. It's all the same smooth metal with the logo on it, with a couple, side offices and stuff. This is very much designed to all look exactly the same.
I would have loved to imagine that he sees like a demon down in the hallways. So he sees.
And we're just
my-
like, which way do we go?
but no, but he always sees my enemy, my emo finishing. It counts for. He goes, no, it's gonna end the demon door.
Oopsie.
But yeah, Amy, my emo said forward, so Carrie votes forward.
Okay.
Arthur does not protest.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys once again take off down this hallway. Would everyone please
no, thank you.
make wisdom checks?
There's a problem with that, Mason.
Mm-hmm.
At the 10.
Arthur isn't very wisdomy.
What
Sorry,
a shame.
Carrie.
I'm about to say, I'm
Arthur
like,
is very wisdomy.
excuse me?
But Carrie got a 10.
Okay. 2 10s.
4.
Hey, get
Uh-oh.
another XP, Moose.
Yay, more XP.
His head implodes and he dies.
He's farming. So let's see. So
You
Carrie
should have
was
told me there'd be
kinda-
so many dice rolls. I would still be rolling high if you didn't.
Carrie was kind of leading the charge. I imagine Arthur probably remained in the back still, so
Yeah.
I'm picturing Moose in the middle. So let me just kind of set the scene. You guys are traveling down this hallway, same as the others, just kind of slowly moving, looking around. Nothing is leapt out with you, and it's very, very still. And Moose just kind of crashes into Carrie's back as Carrie and Dr. Geller have both instinctively frozen. Yeah, you do not notice this, Moose, but Arthur and Carrie, maybe even subconsciously, that caused kind of the stop. Something is very different. And as you look down at the floor, you can see that the papers lying along this hallway aren't still. There's air movement in here, wind very gently blowing towards you guys. And this was not the case in any other place. The air has been very still in here.
Whoa, hey, what's the hold up here?
There's a draft. It's coming from ahead.
Something's not right here. I pulled my sword. I pulled my sword.
From this essentially darkness, you guys are not all the way down this hallway yet. There's a moment where it seems like it gets even darker for just a second before you realize that the lights further down the hallway are being slowly obscured. Not by a shape necessarily, it seems like they're slowly fading out as a gentle light blue mist begins to roll down the hallway.
I immediately put on my gas mask.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Arthur sees him put on his gas mask, kind of just tries to think quickly, and like kind of problem solve. Looks behind him, does not like the idea of turning around and going back. Real quick, what does it look like behind them? Is it still the same?
Yes, it is still the same
Okay.
behind you. It kind of.
I just had a creeping suspicion that
you
it might
did,
not
you
be the
did.
same. Yeah, so I think he'll just kind of be like, I don't really want to turn around, and just kind of cover his face with his like clothing.
like shirt gas mask kind of stuff.
Yeah, shirt gas
should,
mask.
Should we hop into a room, like an office next to us?
Arthur
Yeah.
will nod his head and try and test the door of the nearest office, I guess, and try and get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You try this door of the nearest intact door, one that's not necessarily like cracked open or off its hinges or anything, and it does indeed swing open with a.
Oh
with a
man,
very
I was so ready to
gentle
bust out my
creak.
key ring.
I was about to say, that's what I was
Ready.
prepared to.
I was sitting there
Yeah.
like waiting, like, come on, don't open. I got my keys right here, buddy. I got my keys right here.
There's so many
UI.
keys on your ring.
It pops up on the UI. You do not have the key required to open this door.
No.
It's fucking Dark Souls. No access from the door doesn't open from this side.
Oh my
No.
god.
And then you see like 3 lines on the ground. You click on it. It's a finger butthole.
Finger butthole. Yeah. Do all 3 of you kind of jump into this office?
I want to be a little bit slow to enter. And...
Okay. But you will also join.
I mean, I assume Geller is at the door, so he'd enter.
Yeah,
first.
he
Moves
so
to
he
be right
opens it,
behind
holds it
him.
open for them, beckons hurriedly
Oh,
for
okay.
them to come in. Don't be too slow because he is gonna shut the door, and that is evident. He kind of gives you that very fatherly look of like, pick a side, stay on it.
You want to be in the road with the car, or do you want to be in the car?
Go play on the interstate, Carrie.
I got a gas mask.
Uh,
So like I might be fine.
He like makes to shut the door and like shrugs.
Okay, I enter.
You enter. Okay, so he shuts the door.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you close the door as quietly, I imagine, as you can, or do you do it hurriedly? Actually, what's the plan? Sneaky or just as fast as possible?
Okay, so he in a perfect world, both, right? But
Yeah.
the priority
Yeah, I
list
get that.
is speed over stealth.
Okay. No, I think that's I think it's reasonable. It's just a door. I'm not gonna make you necessarily check for this. As you guys huddle into this office, it's spacious enough. You're not like cramped or anything. It's not just a closet. This mist slowly rolling down the hallway, and it kind of begins
Yeah,
to. Mhm.
Is there any like clothing or like fabrics in the office?
Make me an insight, just real quick.
An insight check?
Yeah.
All right. A 6.
You get an XP. No, this office seems to be essentially just a desk and some papers lying about it. It is
Alright.
it is a very empty office.
All right, and I'm wearing like a jacket and a shirt, right?
Yeah, whatever your character would be
Can
wearing.
I want to take off the jacket, take off my jacket, and kind of like just stuff the bottom of the door.
Oh, okay. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, you stuff your jacket under the crack, and kind of, as you do so, you start to see the mist kind of just pile up at the bottom of the door. You know, it hasn't, like, wafted in yet, and as you block it up with this fabric, it indeed seems to halt the progress. As you hear from outside slow clicks traveling down the hallway. Coming from the direction of the mist, you hear clops on the ground, as if there's hooves of a goat or a deer or something traveling on this hard metal floor, and they
Does-
slow.
Sorry, didn't cut you off. But does this door have a window?
It does not. This is a solid wooden door.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. And you guys hear them kind of slowly, fade in from the direction of the mist, and they pass by the door. Again, rather slowly. This takes a couple minutes all in all, and slowly begin to travel in the direction that you guys came from, back towards the containment room. Does anyone do anything during this time, or is everyone just kind of trying to be as quiet as possible?
Yeah, Arthur will definitely stay as quiet as possible and remain fucking frozen.
Yeah, I'm quiet.
Yeah, super stealthy.
Would everyone make temperance checks then?
Super stealthy. Yo,
God damn!
got a 9.
13!
Oh my god. Did you also say 9, Cody?
I did.
Oh my god. Alright, yeah, you guys nailed this. Yeah, these hooves, again, just kind of slowly travel down the hallway and disappear
It disappears, and we open up the door, shouting, "Yeah, that's right. You
Let's
didn't hear
go!"
us."
Fucker, pull out my gun.
No. It's just it passes. They'll get a little achievement notification like boop. It's like successfully hide from enemy. It turns around.
It's like, did I just hear achievement?
Yeah, Cody, you know what the name of the achievement is? This is just for you. Fear the blue mist.
Oh God.
Haha, I get it too.
I don't
Ha.
get
Oh,
It's
good,
okay.
good.
I'm proud of you,
I,
guys.
I lied.
Oh,
I'm a liar.
It's a Halo reference.
No.
Yeah, and slowly, as
Slowly.
far as you guys can tell, the hallway returns to silence. What do you guys do?
Wait.
Arthur
2
will
more
reach down.
seconds.
Yeah, wait a few more seconds.
Mhm.
Make absolutely certain that like there's no new sounds. Arthur will reach down and kind of try and pull Carrie's jacket out of the way to see if any
Mhm.
mist creeps under.
It does not appear to. It seems that whatever this cloud was has fully moved on. You don't see any trace of anything trying to waft under the door.
Great.
I just want to say, very bold of you, Isaac, to do that for the guy. Not to let the guy with the gas mask do that.
Arthur's got a little balls to him, you know, sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, so he'll nod his head, hold his finger over his lips again, and this time prioritize stealth above speed and
Yeah.
getting the door open.
Absolutely. You open up the door. You kind of, I imagine you peek out your head to kind of look
Yeah.
both ways.
Give us a left and right. Yeah, make sure there's no cars coming.
Yeah. There, semi hits you. And,
Get hit by a
Uh,
bus and isekai into another world.
into campaign
no!
2. You get isekai into campaign 2. No, yeah, the hallway seems entirely clear, and the draft that you previously noticed that caused you to originally halt has seemed to come to a stop as the papers on the ground are laying completely still again. By all accounts, this hallway seems to be in the... It's as if nothing had ever happened. Nothing has changed.
So Arthur will look back to the other two and just go, okay, if we feel another breeze, same thing. Got it?
Aye, Captain.
I just nod a little bit.
Carrie, I fucking saw you trying to look out that door. Do not look.
I kind of just like look at the door, and I'm like, there's no window.
I know, but that I could see you thinking about it, young man.
I kind of just look at Moose. I kind of do like
Moose kind of just shrugs at you.
I kind of do like the little like the cuckoo thing, like where I kind of like point my finger.
Put
in my
your
head
finger
and
by your ear.
I kind of put my finger in my head, like spin it around a little bit.
I like to imagine
Dr.
that
Geller
Moose is
shoots
currently
Carrie.
I was gonna say he
behind-
pulls his gun out.
I like to think that like currently it's like, you know, it's Carrie is like looking at Dr. Geller and Moose is just directly behind Dr. Geller. So Carrie just like looks up a little bit and does this. So Dr. Geller and Moose can see this action.
I didn't say he couldn't.
Very clear to both
Anyway,
of
that
you.
was just my headspace currently.
Dr. Geller will simply sigh and then continue on. He'll actually take the lead this time, heading down the same direction that they.
I
have been
really want to
going.
say
Absolutely.
Carrie sprints ahead of him.
Okay, then he will not be. He
No,
starts by taking the lead, but if anybody gets in front of him, he's not gonna like press for it.
Nah, Carrie just follows.
All right. Yeah, you guys travel down the rest of this hallway unimpeded, and you come to, you know what? Dr. Geller is leading the charge on this one. Isaac,
Oh,
I'm gonna throw it to you. What's in this room?
what's in it?
Yeah, what's in this room?
Okay, so we're going down another corridor. There's no like rules about the shape of it or the size of it or anything.
No, yeah, it can be.
Okay, I just
whatever
wanted to make sure you
want.
didn't have anything that I wasn't listening.
No,
It is the size of a football stadium.
and it's open
it
to the
has-
sky.
It has all you can eat corn dogs. It's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just like anything within reason, like what would make sense in L Corp? What kind of stuff might they have here?
Gotcha.
And it can be anything. Like it could be another break room if you wanted. It's like no No.
So
skin
are
off
you
my back.
asking me just for the purpose of the room, or just like full creative license to?
Go hog wild. I'll stop you. I'll shave off what you say if I need to.
Okay. So I was gonna say maybe it's like a conference room,
Okay.
like where higher ups might meet, like a presentation room. How
Oh,
about?
okay. I like that a lot.
So there's like some, well, almost like a kind of small kind of auditorium setup
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
where there's like a screen. Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
This is a room. It's pretty big, not like auditorium size big, but it's got the same feeling as the types of rooms that you might get from, like, for example, in Fallout with like Vault Tech, and it's like a Vault Tech presents kind of screen reel
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah, like the
Another great
tools
example,
in the vaults, right?
yeah, another great example, like is it 1984 with like the
The
big
big
screen with the
screen.
face
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
That is like essentially there's like a lot of seating. It's like that. This is the brainwashing room. That's what I think
Gotcha.
we're dealing with here.
Okay, so this would be like, for presentations for new hires or briefings for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, brainwashing if they need it, I guess. Um, okay, yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, maybe there's a podium towards the front as well in
Yeah.
case someone needs it
Podium with
to
a
point stuff
microphone with a
out.
big screen behind it.
Absolutely. I like that
Yeah.
a lot. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, large table, a whole bunch of like essentially auditorium seating, like not quite bleachers, but just kind of like not very comfortable chairs because you're not going to be
Yeah.
sitting in these all days. A big screen. Yeah. So what are you guys doing here?
Are there any additional doors to keep going forward, or will we have to backtrack?
There is one more corridor forward and one to the right in this room.
Okay. I think Moose is now like, he sees the room. Sure, we could, look through it as well, but I mean,
Mhm.
it's just an auditorium. There's a low chance of anything important being in here. So he's gonna go to the forward door and just like peek through, see what he sees down that hallway.
Okay. These are rather long hallways. They are hard to see down since it's not lit. Keep in mind.
Oh, that's
true.
what I do.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
Um,
The corridor forward seems to not have nearly as many offices in it. Actually, these walls seem mostly blank, and once again a ventilation grate towards the top that has this same dripping mucus from it.
Arthur will gesture at Carrie and point at the podium and very quietly just kind of, can you check the podium?
Gary kind of like just looks at him and just whispers, "Can I check the podium?" And he starts walking over.
He will quietly chuckle at that. And he wants to. Are we able to determine this screen? Is it like a projection screen from the opposite side of the room, or is it a like backlit screen?
I would say it's like a backlit screen. It's like a
Okay.
big, like wall-wide monitor is
Right.
what I would go
Okay,
with.
gotcha. So in that case, I want to go check out. That essentially determines which side of the room I was going to approach.
Yeah.
See if I can find out more about what they'd show on it.
Okay.
So, go check out probably behind the screen somewhere, or if there's any evidence or indication of where there might be like a control kind of situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
The DVD player, for lack of a better term.
Would everyone make me a temperance check?
Quit that.
It's fun to make you guys do random.
Where did
shit.
my die go? Where did my die?
Yeah, that's actually a 10.
Oh my
4.
fucking god! Oh,
I'm invincible.
12.
okay.
Give me that XP.
Yeah, you get another XP Moose. This time it's Moose's turn to farm XP this episode.
Hey, hey Isaac, how much XP do you have?
15.
Okay, so that's my goal then. I gotta get 16.
So, as you guys kind of split about doing investigating this room, Moose, you'll look down this hallway, and again, it seems like a little different from the previous rooms, but not a huge difference, obviously, all kind of the same style of stuff. You notice the grate, and as you go to kind of just look back towards the others, you turn around and what do you do that makes a noise? What do you think? Is there a chair in your way? Let me throw this to you as well. What does Moose do that would make a noise?
I was actually when like before he even said like make a noise, I was already thinking about like if there's like I get spooked or something, like what I'd do. I think it would just be something as simple as there's like a piece of paper underneath his foot, and like when he went to go like pivot on his foot, he didn't realize there was a piece of paper there, and it kind of like
Oh.
slips a bit, so he like tumbles a little bit, just losing his balance. So I'd say it's just his feet, rearranging themselves on the
Some
floor.
like boots, yeah, essentially
Yeah.
like heavy boot footfalls for a second.
Yeah, that kind of.
I think that to Arthur and Carrie, you guys are kind of doing your own thing, and yet this might even, spook you a little. This sudden burst of noise in an environment that was so previously quiet, as these somewhat heavy footfalls bounce off the walls as Moose catches himself, and everyone kind of freezes for a second, just kind of instinctually, if I can take the scene. And in that brief delay where you all kind of, make wide-eye contact, like, oh shit, whoops, oh god, okay. Just as you're about to kind of return to normal, everyone unfreezes and begins to go about their things. You hear the faintest sound of something moving across metal.
From where?
Where?
It sounds like above.
You mean like in the vents?
No, I mean like above you on the ceiling.
Arthur gives the most fucking threatening, like, I dare you glare to both Carrie and Moose as fast as possible, freezes, and looks at the floor. It's in God's hands now.
I'll look down.
I mean, yeah, there's an interesting piece of paper on the floor now, I guess.
All
My
right.
shoes untied.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing the thing where you had just started to tie your shoe, this happens, and you just like fucking freeze, just like staring at the shoe, just like...
I guess I could do double knots today.
Might as well.
As you
I
shoes
guess a
are-
triple knot wouldn't harm.
My other shoes is it's a bit loose right now.
quadruple knot it.
I'll tie it to the other shoe.
I might as well just take my shoelaces out and swap them around. There we go, that's better.
As you guys freeze up and you, of course, attempt to look down, would everyone also make a temperance check to control themselves
Stop!
and their
Yeah.
curiosity?
Daring today, aren't we?
Yeah,
Got an 8.
we've used like all
I
the
got
checks
it.
besides charm.
I got an 8. Justice. I got an 8 as well.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
That's
temperance?
justice. Yeah, temperance check, please.
12.
Okay. So,
I didn't fail it this
yeah,
time.
all of you guys do indeed immediately look down, and there's again that moment of freezing, like oh shit, as there's the soft sounds of movement.
One
above
of these days, we're gonna find an anomaly that its whole trigger is people looking down at the floor, not doing anything.
Whoop! Time to kill these 3 guys. Oh, whoopsie.
Like, God, I hate it when people just look at the floor and just stand there doing nothing. Ah, I'm gonna kill
It
you.
pulls out 3 guns. It shoots all of us.
As you stare downwards, all 3 of you can hear this soft movement, what sounds like something wet and soft on metal slowly sliding across it. This squelch, this slow inching movement above you, and towards the center of the room, there is a little bit of clear liquid that drips down onto this center table, essentially, as whatever is moving slowly makes its way across the ceiling. It feels like it takes ages. Does anyone do anything during this time?
Arthur does not move until he's convinced that it's gone.
So it's
I
above.
I would just like to see what the piece of paper I stepped on
It's very
was.
clearly above us, right?
It's a picture of someone drew a picture of a penis moose.
Oh, nice.
How open is this room?
There's like chairs, like bleachers around, and a table in the center. It's not like super open to you guys, but everything above like chest level is just empty space up to the ceiling, and it's kind of a high ceiling. I would say, like 15 feet up or so. These rooms are somewhat large.
And how big is this room?
Also pretty large. Not quite an auditorium. I would say each of these rooms are like a little bit more than classroom sized. They're like decent. They're decently large.
I'm thinking about throwing something.
Okay.
Like a noise somewhere. But I'll wait a little bit.
Okay. You continue to hold as still as you can as whatever is moving above you again slowly inches towards where you remember seeing a ventilation grate. And you hear a squelching and soft metal groaning, what sounds like bending as this grate. You hear a clack and ping as it flips upwards. And then you hear a gentle squelch, and the grate falls back into place.
I'm not gonna look up still.
Everybody's having fun in the spooky, scary facility.
You eventually can no longer hear whatever is moving.
Nose goes for who goes first.
We can't see your noses.
Well,
Oh, at least he goes first. Arthur will look first.
Okay. You glance up, and as far as you can tell, this room is now empty. There doesn't seem to be anything on the ceiling besides a quickly drying trail of this clear, viscous liquid.
Arthur lets out a breath, which he has been holding the entire time, and just goes, "It seems to be gone."
You sure?
Never sure.
Well, then I'm gonna keep on looking down, tying my shoes.
Attaboy.
You
You leave me there.
Better safe than sorry. It's not a bad
Harry,
idea.
we're gonna go to the next room. You want to join us? No, you're still tying your shoe? Okay, cool.
Guys, wait up. We gotta tie my shoe.
We're assigning Carrie Velcro from now on.
Can I get Skechers? Oh, no, Heelys.
He was just
Everyone-
taking the Velcro on and off the entire time.
It's making
a
that
loud ass noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your guys' game plan? What you
I'm
doing?
good to move on. So if you guys don't have anything,
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I say we can move on.
I would like to check out and see if I could find any kind of screen control or if their DVD collection or whatever.
Okay. Towards the front of the room, it appears to be hooked into a monitor of some sort. And again, this computer is still powered off. The electricity down here is still in emergency mode.
Yeah, gotcha. Okie doke.
he
Let's
keeps
move on.
saying that like we can turn it on.
I just gotta keep adventuring for a hot second. Yeah, which way do you guys go? Do you guys continue down
Left.
the corridor straight ahead or the right corridor? There is no left corridor.
Then the straight line.
I believe straight won the eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Okay. Yeah, you guys carry on down this
Carry
corridor.
Harry,
Carry
on.
on. No way. You carry 10 down this corridor. perhaps a little more cautious now that you've encountered what seems to be 2 creatures. But finally you come to another.
We found Goat Man and Slug Boy.
My God, the superhero pair. You come to a much smaller room than the rest. There's the corridor that you guys came from, and then there is also a corridor leading to the right. However, in this room, there's a large switch on the wall with a off and on and a whole bunch of what appears to be cables and valves and whatnot hooked up to it. And below it is a small glass vial that appears to be empty.
Honestly, I thought you were just gonna describe the room as just having a giant light switch, nothing else in the room,
That's it.
just facility power. You just flick and go, oh, it's done.
It's good.
We did it.
We got it.
Oh, guys, L Corp didn't self-destruct. They just forgot to turn it on.
Turns
Yeah.
it on,
I-
building rises back up. All the employees walk in for their day shift.
were
We walk
wondering
back
if we
into
were
the
supposed to
break
come in.
room. We walk back into the break room. The clothing's just fill with people.
Just
They
in
just
real
turned
life.
L Corp off.
Yeah.
All the beasts and whatnots are immediately back in their containment chambers. They're
It's-
like,
it's
oh,
that
party
easy.
time's over. It's kind of like FNAF, how all the animatronics have to go back to the stage every morning.
Get a little quirky after midnight.
Animatronics get a little quirky after midnight. But yeah, it appears that there is a slot for an encaphalon module beneath this large switch. That seems
Which
to
one of
power
you-
at least this floor.
Which one of you has the vials?
Wow,
kinda-
can't
I-
remember the difference between us.
That's right.
SMH.
And
I'm old.
I kind of like, I'm holding one in my hands. You can see the glow. And I go, not me.
Plug it in. Also, we're going to make absolutely certain that Zoe does not get all of the encophalin that we bring back. We're keeping some.
I mean, you're more than welcome to put anything in your pockets that you'd like.
He has a lot.
All
of it.
right. Just get this thing moving. Come on, let's get it turned on.
And I kind of says and go, all right. And I don't know why. I kind of like, I know it's not, but I was kind of like, open like a soda can, just plug it in.
You crack it open like a soda can.
Yeah. Just plug it in.
Yeah. You pop out this empty module and crack in a new one. Easy. Crack one open with the boys. And you flip this switch.
We all just drink Echo Fallon or whatever.
Delicious. And yeah, there is a massive ka-chunk as the light, the white industrial like light above you turns on, and then you hear the consecutive chung 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 echoing down the hallways in both directions, both from where you came and to the right, as lights turn on and slowly the air begins to move again. The vents seem to be blowing air. The lights are now on, and the machinery around you in this room hums gently to life as the facility is no longer encased in stillness and darkness, but has once again come to life.
This is a good idea, right?
It's an idea, and that's all we've got to work with.
Too late to turn back now.
I mean, we could always flip the switch back off. But anyway,
Yeah. Around you again, this is just kind of. There's an entire room dedicated to the electricity switch. It's got like
Yeah.
video game logic. But what else do you guys do here?
I think Arthur will actually backtrack to the monitor room,
Okay.
the display room, the conference room, whatever you want to call it, and see if he can check out the DVD collection now. Now that the power's on.
Yeah, the computer. Yes. You both chill with that.
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Question though, before we start moving out.
Yes.
From the power room, are there more walking places to go, or is it just back? to
There is one more. There is the backtrack, or as you enter the room from where you guys came, there is also a corridor to the right.
Got it. Backtrack.
Okay. You guys, flip on this power, have a brief conversation as everything comes to life, and you turn and begin heading back down the hallway. And you come to a stop, as there is something in the hallway in front of you. It appears to be, I imagine the party kind of comes to a stop at the same time, and as you guys go to take whatever actions you do, you see this thing in front of you, and it appears to be a huge brown earthworm, like many feet in length. It is large. It's wide enough that it reaches basically up to your knees if it was laying flat on the ground.
Shoot, it's gonna bite our knees. I need those.
And it looks to be about 20 feet in length about. This thing is massive, just kind of squirming along the ground. And as you look, it begins to just kind of, it just kind of raises what you presume to be its head towards you. It has no discernible features. What's everyone's immediate reactions to this essentially giant worm in front of you guys?
I want to poke it. I'm just kidding.
You're about 30 feet away at this point.
Yeah, I think Arthur will put a hand on
I
his
imagined
gun.
us 30 feet away, and I just imagine Carrie just running with his finger outstretched. Like, I'm gonna touch it.
Yeah, I think Arthur will put a hand on his gun and just wait to react.
Yeah.
Gotta see what more it does.
I feel like this would be one of those points where just like Moose, it's already too late. He's seen it, so now he's just staring at it, like locked.
Yeah, just kind of
thing.
frozen, just like what the fuck is going on?
I kind of just get my sword out again.
Yeah, as you guys kind of take stances against this worm, essentially, it's not necessarily intimidating. It's just strange and large as it, again, kind of rears up its head, kind of looking at you. I would say like a snake. It's not like aggressive. It's not going to like strike. It just kind of looks up in curiosity, what you presume to be its head. Again, no discernible features besides its wormy kind of bands, the texture of its skin, as it drips this translucent liquid onto the ground.
No.
And as it turns its face, quote unquote, towards you, and you make actions to pull out your weapons, a horrific squelching and ripping noise erupts down the hallway as the front of this worm's face splits horizontally all the way across. It's about, 4 feet wide face as its skin ruptures and splits, revealing a giant set of unsettlingly human-looking teeth and smiles at the three of you.